You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Grey's Anatomy After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Grey's Anatomy After Show.
Yeah. Nobody knows where they might end up. Nobody knows. Hey, you guys, happy Halloween and welcome back to the Grey's Anatomy After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Jason J. Carter in the hot seat, joined by...
Kelly.
Hey,
hi.
Kelly, I've missed you. I wasn't here last week.
I missed you too.
I'm back. Yeah, so for those tuning in that can actually see us in the podcast, it's Halloween. I'm channeling several different people for my costume. I couldn't pick one, so I'm going to let you AfterBuzzers pick who I am. I can either be Julius Caesar, Black Jesus, or Kanye West. I don't care. Go with it. Kelly, you are?
I took a little trip to the Seattle Grace Psych Ward today. I had an accident.
Yeah, you're a crazy cutter girl. Super cute. Jillian Starr out tonight. They are doing their thing. So it's just me and Kelly. And it's Halloween. And you know what? I said this last year and I got in a lot of trouble for saying it, but I am not a really big Halloween fan. I don't like dressing up. I feel like my normal self is festive enough. However, people online and on Twitter today were like, you have to dress up because it's, Halloween, and on Grey's they were all dressed up. So I'm doing it for you, AfterBuzzers. You're welcome.
I know. I kind of feel the same way. It's like it's fun, whatever. But I had a job for a while where I had to dress up every year, so now it's not quite as fun. But this is easy. This is kind of like.
Well, I
didn't seem like that far of a stretch.
I had a really traumatic experience when I was young on Halloween that has really just tainted my whole.
No.
Yeah, I went trick or treating and didn't get any candy. Why?
What?
Because I didn't want to dress up. I felt like I can go to people's houses and just ask for candy because it was Halloween.
You were that kid.
I was that kid.
You were that kid.
I was that kid. And I have a twin brother who was not that kid. He was like, I don't know, half Diana Ross, half Lionel Richie. It was amazing.
Well, you should have said your costume was before and after.
No, but so ever since then I've been scarred.
What a brat.
I know, I'm a douchebag. Well, anyway, so it's episode 7, season 10, thriller, fitting. It's so funny to me, Kelly, that I guess all these shows know their season, know the dates of the shows before ahead of time, because every year there's a Halloween episode for Grey's. Yeah. And it's like, or like so many other shows, like how do they know that it's going to be on Halloween? But I guess they're smart. They do the math on the dates. But tonight's Halloween episode on Grey's was good. I think
I liked it. I thought it was gonna, from the preview, it looked like it was gonna be more ridiculous than it actually was. The cases made sense. It was a fun kind of twist on things, and there was some emotion and a lot of big things happened in the show.
Yeah. Well, we open up this show with Leah in bed with Arizona. Why was I going to call her Alaska? Leah was in bed with Vermont. Just kidding. And I'm like, just for the AfterBuzz and people who've been talking about this in the blogs and online, I like them. I think they're a pretty sexy. I mean, I'm foreshadowing them being a pretty sexy couple because the way things are going, I feel like they're going to end up together. I mean, are you getting that, Kel?
It looks like it's going that way, and I don't hate it.
Right.
I think that the issue with Arizona is that she needs to be the boss of someone. She needs to have kind of the upper hand, and Callie has such a strong personality that they were pretty much equals in that relationship, and I don't think that Arizona vibes with that. I don't think she likes that. I think she needs to kind of be the more dominant person in the relationship. And it's hard when you have two headstrong personalities coming together. So this might be a better fit for her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still married, and it's not right. I mean, it's not like Callie's running around dating. I mean, like, what the heck? But
I know Callie's still bitter and angry. Well, like I said, tonight was the Halloween themed episode, and it's really, I say time and time again, it's really cool to see Meredith being a mom and trying to jaggle. Hashtag new word jaggle. Get into it. We have free and jaggle. Pow. But it was really nice to see Meredith trying to juggle all these different hats. She's a surgeon. She's got to have the house ready, their old house on Queen Anne Hill ready, because their new house, they have no neighbors. They live on a hill in the forest. So, I mean, who are they going to give Kenny to? The woodchucks? But, she's trying to do all these things to make sure that Zola's happy, and, it's really, really cool. And then we also see some of the crazy, crazy patients that come in. They're like zombies.
I liked the patient stories. We got a lot of them, and they were like all different. We had the zombie guy, the crazy guy that shot him and thought he was
maggot girl.
Yeah, the one maggot in her leg. Oh, that gives me the creeps. So gross.
Could that really happen? Maggots in your leg?
Well, in the cut and stuff, doesn't it? I don't know. I've
never. Steven, you can have maggots in a cut.
Yes, you can actually put maggots in a cut to make it clean the wound, or you can actually get them from bugs getting in there.
And
that's like
thank you so much, Wikipedia Steve.
Disgusting. But and as they said in surgery, it looks like the maggots were in fact cleaning the wound and actually saved her leg.
Nice.
It's so gross.
I know, but that's
it gives me the chills. It's like gross.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. But
with a witch lady,
and then also we had crazy one-eyed lady that was looking for Brooks, which I thought was clever and genius the way the writers were able to have Ross deal with this one patient who was looking for Brooks and kept asking for Brooks. Like, it was just like, that story, the La Llorona, how she's always, we're so hood. How she's always in the dish looking for her kids, like, my babies. Well, this chick was a hospital La Llorona because she was looking for Brooks, and Brooks has been dead.
Bring up La Llorona.
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, not Miraza, okay? I'm quarter Hispanic. I can rep for that stuff. I eat refried beans and ish.
But yes, she was the hospital version of that. She would not go away. She kept coming back, and she's wheezing. She can't breathe. She won't let anyone, help her. And then we find out that Brooks was helping patients under the radar. She was taking
fraud,
strays and helping people.
Dumpster divers all over.
But it was Shane's chance to kind of make up for the wrong that he felt, his guilt that with the whole situation of how Brooks ended up dying.
And that was beautiful because I had an uncle who passed away, and I wasn't able to go to his funeral. And this sounds really weird, but since it's Halloween, we could be all like celestial and cosmic. And I had a dream with my uncle in the dream, and tell me that it was okay that I was not able to go to his funeral. And when I woke up the next morning, I felt a sense of relief. Tonight, when I saw the story unfold with Ross and crazy La Llorona lady, I was like, that was wonderful because he needed that release. He needed to have a way to make up for what happened to Brooks. He felt guilty for it. And there's nothing worse than feeling guilty about something and never getting over it. They say time heals all things, and apparently Brooks died 3 months ago. So that's still, that's fresh. You don't get over a death. More times than not, you never get over a death.
Well, not only that, all this guilt that he's feeling, and to have it keep coming back up, it's not like he can just sweep it under the rug and forget. And remember, he still has never talked about it with anyone.
Right.
So this is something that he's like sitting on all alone. So the fact that he kind of, in a way, gets to work through it with, this patient was definitely it had to be uplifting for him to kind of just get that weight off of his shoulders a little bit.
Totally.
Because now he's going to be the one to help those patients.
I agree 100%. Quick Twitter shout out to Kinsu13 Stalker, hashtag Stalker you. He says, yes, hashtag Jaggle, hashtag the Free. We're going to have a running vocabulary all season long. Also want to say what's up to our friend over in Belgium, Mick Mo, Gray's Reviews. This guy hit us up today on Twitter, all the way from Belgium, loves the show, watches it. It's on a delay over there, so he gets it like a day later. But dude, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah. We love our Twitter followers. We love our fans. That's why we're here for you. Christina Yang, this season, I feel like she's the odd one out. Yang is always, it's like the Mean Girls table. You sit down, there's Meredith, there's Yang, there's Callie, there's Arizona, or whoever. Now it's like Yang is
She is the odd one out.
I feel like they're doing to her what they did to George. He's not really fitting with the group. Less and less is being shown to him. His story's not as deep. And you would think since this is Sandra Oh's last season, they would give us something. It would be meaty the whole way through. And
well, I don't think so, because I disagree, only because she has to have an exit strategy. And because she was so in the middle of the in crowd, that she can't just still be in the same situation and then leave.
Okay.
Like, it has to be a gradual parting of ways, and this is perfect. The single woman versus the family.
Right.
You know, that's really what it is. And, you know, and those of you who have friends that, you know, are married with children and you may not be, that does come into play, and that does happen. I mean, my best friend has kids, and, you know, we talk and stuff, and our conversations get shorter with screaming kids and like all that, and it's just different. It doesn't have anything to do with whether I like kids or not, or it's two completely different lives, and that's what we got to see in this episode. She didn't even notice Christina when she walked in with the cupcakes.
Right.
It's kids. It's just a different life.
she's progressed, like, and that, you know, and it's so funny to me because in the last couple of episodes, Meredith has blatantly said, you know, you don't want this in your life, you know, so, but this is my life, this is where I am now. And it's kind of like she's inadvertently and indirectly saying, Yang, you don't fit anymore. You know, there's, I mean, really, if you think about it, because they're each other's person.
It's not really that she doesn't fit. And I don't think it's really that. It's just, it's not better, it's not worse, it's different. So it's coming to terms with it. It's changing the everyday. It's coming out of the normal. Like before, it definitely was the two of them all the time. Even with Derek or Owen or Burke or, you know, whatever was going on, they still always gravitated back toward each other, and they made it a priority to do so. Well, now Meredith's priorities are her kids. It's like her kids, it's Derek, it's the hospital, and then Christina.
That's gotta hurt.
That's, you know, she dropped down 4 spaces. So that, you know, that's definitely, you know, that impacts her, and that's, I think, what we're seeing. And it's not that she's doesn't fit. It's just, it's different, and it's finding a new way to kind of fit into her life, and she has to make a change too. And that's always the big question is, you know, why do I have to change for the person that has kids? Or why, you know, how come it's not easy? And the reality is, it just isn't. Yeah. Like, time just becomes different, and it's just managing your time and making time to try to fit into their life and changing your way a little bit.
Sure. I agree. So, yeah, you know, Kelly, good. You know, Kelly, you always make me see things. You know, you always make me feel more responsible. And make me feel like I'm, you know.
You know, I just like to look at it in a circle.
I know.
And, you know.
It's Hakuna Matata, yes.
Well, and mostly because I have a lot of, like, married kids with friends, or married friends with kids and, like, all that. And I don't want to feel like I don't fit into their life.
Are you the Yang?
I'm the Yang.
Are you the Yang? Oh, my God. I want to say what's up to Fernando Chavez on Twitter. Yeah, buddy, I am cultured. La Llorona down. So let's talk about the intern.
I love that story. That's a story that your parents tell you so you don't, like, go outside. You're not out late at night. La Llorona will come and get you.
I know.
Yeah.
Y Leticia, don't go on the ditch. Oh, no. Beto, La Llorona's gonna get you.
Stop it right now.
The interns. First of all, okay, so I'm so glad that they finally worked out a way to get Edwards out of the glasses. Ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, she had LASIK surgery. Clever one, Grey's writers.
Okay, here's my question. If she's walking into walls, can't see that Jackson was right in front of her, who put on her Halloween makeup?
Jesus. The Black Jesus. Kanye. Jesus.
Because she obviously hadn't seen Leah yet, because Leah just told her whole news about the test results and all that, so it doesn't tell me that they got ready together.
Right.
So how does she see to put on her makeup?
The gods of Mercy West, Grace, Seattle, Gloan, Seattle Hospital. I don't even know what the name of the hospital is anymore. Is that horrible? I know.
Didn't I say I was in Seattle Grace?
Or Seattle Grace. No, it's Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital.
Sorry,
but in my world, it's Seattle Grace. No, it's Seattle. It's whatever. So yeah, but you know, okay, and then so Leah gets bit. You know, she gets bit by a guy who is just, you know, crazy, thinks he's a zombie, one of the zombie people. She's having a meltdown because she has to get a rapid HIV test because the guy
was like a tooth in her neck.
It was a tooth, right? But that dude must have like
that was a hardcore bite.
Or he had gingivitis or periodontitis or something, because no tooth just falls out of a bite into flesh. I can see if you're biting like, something hard.
Well,
but...
they were pulling him off and stuff, so it's like it chipped.
Oh, right. Sure. Well, she is a rigid bitch, so I mean, like, it could have been stuck there. But no, seriously, love you, Leah, on the show. And then we also have Joe still going through it with Karev, which I'm trying to get into them. The whole father thing last week, and then it's not floating enough for me. It's not meaty. They've done stuff like this with families in the past that's been really effective, and this is just like, okay, Karev, he's not your dad, or get over it. It's, I don't know. Find something else to be mad about. Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I've been rewatching the season from the very beginning, so it's a lot easier now for me to make comparisons to before. And Alex has always been that way, and he was very similar with Izzy,
right,
and just the way he handled things and his attitude. And that's what it feels like it's coming back full circle with.
Okay.
But instead of, like, on the other side, it was like Izzy that had the problems, but this time it's someone having to comfort him, which
right,
we haven't really seen in that way before. Because even though he was such a jerk and like all of that, everything that Izzy went through, he was always there.
Sure.
Like, he was always the nicer guy in a sense, at least the nicer guy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And this, we're seeing the opposite of it. It's finally him in a real vulnerable place for an extended period of time where somebody kind of has to come in and save him. And that's something we haven't seen before. And I think that's why it's a little uncomfortable, because he's always like the douche and he's always like the hardcore guy.
Right.
And
nothing phases him.
Exactly.
He's not hurt.
And this really does.
Right.
And I think that's what kind of makes it a little bit uncomfortable to watch, because we haven't seen his character like that before.
Sure.
Not for that long.
And Meredith even says, I don't have time to fix broken Alex, but now that he hates being vulnerable, now that he's closing up, he needs you the most. Mm-hmm. It's like that saying, the meanest people are the ones who need love the most. They want, because they're crying out for something, or they're lacking, or they need that affection.
Because that's why they're short in that way, is because they don't want to let anyone in because of whatever's happened to them. It's easier to be angry than it is to feel hurt.
Sure.
And I think that's how he masks it. Because I'd much rather be mad than like really have my feelings hurt. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we're seeing. And I like that she's going to fight for it, and she's going to try hard, and she understands that what she did was wrong, and that what she did was a little bit selfish, and she just didn't really understand like the full scope of what was going to happen, and now here are the repercussions of it, and she wants to make up for it. I like that.
Yeah, I agree. Kelly has some really exciting news, and AfterBuzz, I do for you too. The Chief doesn't look like crap anymore. Thank God.
I was so glad those like spots around his like face are kind of gone. He's starting to look more like himself.
He got Juvederm. No, he looked better, and
definitely looked better.
But his monologue still monotone. Look, Meredith, I'm sorry. I
was very happy that he apologized to her in the way that he did. It wasn't a simple "I'm sorry." It was, "I'm sorry that I said that to you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, and I'm sorry that I even felt that way."
But what kind of reaction did we get from Meredith, though? Did she?
Nothing. I mean,
she turned around and walked away.
But I mean, what do you say? What do you do? I mean, she was in a horrible position. She's so much more emotional now after, the kids and all of that. And she's really questioning herself, looking at her life, and she's trying to make a grown-up decision. And here this guy comes who's been basically like a father to her, and he's like, "I hate you. I should have never done that. I thought you were better than that," doing exactly what her mother did to her.
Right.
I mean, it's horrible.
Well, we see another shocking interaction with the Chief with Bailey, who has always been by his side through thick and thin, no matter what, even when he was drunk, even when he just through all of his bad times and less desirable phases on Grey's. Bailey has stuck by him unconditionally, and tonight he fires her off the case for not being a teacher, for basically for being Erica Hahn, or for being Christina Yang in the past, for not really wanting to teach the kids, but scold them for their ineptitude or inability to be.
And that is just because it's the Chief, and because she's so personally invested. And she says as much. She says, "This is the most important patient I've ever had." She's too personally invested. She's not going to give them even the chance to really learn on this. And he notices that, and he sees that, and she needs to step away.
Would you? If you, how would you handle that?
I would probably be exactly the same way. I mean, because that's like, they are super close, and it's her mentor. It's someone she's always looked up to, and through thick and thin, and no matter what, and even like the big fights that they had, and she thought she almost lost him. That's how I would probably be exactly the same way. None of these morons are going to touch my pay. No, I totally understand where she's coming from. It's scary to put the most important person or one of the most important people's lives in the hands of these kids.
I get tired. I feel bad for Bailey. I think that Bailey is always being kicked around and really thrown by the wayside. She's one of my favorite characters always since the beginning, since A Hard Day's Night episode 1, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. She, how many years ago?
However many years
Pick a number, damn it. Pick a number. And I feel like Bailey always gets, they give it to her so hard, and they're so relentless and just so cold when they want to dismiss her. And for the chief, I get it. The chief wants her to teach these kids because that's what they're there to learn. They're interns now. They're supposed to be learning. However, it's like, damn, give her a break, or find a better way to be a douchebag to her,
But also, she turns around and does the same thing to the closest people in her life. Just like she was with her first marriage, and look at what she's doing now with her second.
Yeah.
Look at her reaction. Ben comes back and surprises her. His Halloween is his favorite holiday. He sets up a haunted house for Tuck. That does this whole thing. He realized that he loves her and his family more than he does his career.
Sure.
And her reaction is disappointment.
Blatant disappointment. And
like disgusted disappointment.
Yeah.
And that is
a cold shoulder.
The worst. The worst thing that, at least in my opinion, the worst thing that someone you love can ever say to you is, I'm disappointed in you.
But do you think that's projection from what happened to her earlier? Do you think that she's really not... She really didn't mean that. I think that was just the hurt she felt from the chief, and she's projecting that onto Ben.
It could be. I also think that she is a lot like Yang in the sense of what Meredith told her, that you don't like people that don't like what you like. And she would never love her husband more than her surgery. She didn't the first time around. She obviously doesn't this time, and she doesn't understand it. She can't comprehend that he doesn't love surgery as much as she does.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that she may be disappointed in as well.
Yeah.
Is that, a lot of women will be more, happy to hear that. But she was, it wasn't for her. And she's so driven, and she loves being a doctor so much that nothing really tops that.
Yeah.
And I don't think she understands how that can't be everybody that's in that field. How can they not all feel that way?
Yeah. That mind-blowing to me AfterBuzz is for real, because I want Bailey. First of all, they're a weird couple. Secondly, I don't think Bailey's ever really had that chance at happiness, and I feel that I want her to have a happy ending as far as the relationship goes.
But it's also she doesn't really try to.
Right.
Because it's that same thing that a lot of us fall into when you have a demanding career. It's very hard to have equal time for your home life. Something's always got to suffer. One part always does, and it's which part you choose to spend the most time with. And that's what we see. And it's that, the age-old question, can you really have it all? And if people say that they do, are they really happy? What's really going on? And I think we're seeing a little bit of that. And it's the same with Meredith and Derek. Like, they're really trying to see if they can, but one of them has to step back. That's, something has got to give. And I think with Bailey, she's not willing to do that. Ben is, and she doesn't like it.
Do you think that Derek this season is really taking a backseat to Meredith? Do you think that I don't see Derek as intense at all with anything? I mean,
it seems like he really is. That he's, stepping out of the OR, really getting into this, these studies that he's doing, and this whole different side of his specialty, and it looks like he's enjoying it. Granted, he even said it's only been a week, but so far so good. I mean, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how long that lasts.
I mean, he's suturing butterfly wings,
But hey, it also, Ben also gave him a good idea for whatever it is he was working on.
Exactly, whatever it is they were working on.
He made a net. He made he made a wing or whatever it was.
Grades is all over the place this season. I love it. Hey, AfterBuzzers, go to iTunes, comment, rate a friend, tell all your peeps about AfterBuzz on iTunes. We love hearing all the comments you guys have, including on YouTube. Our fans are our biggest people, our most important people. Sorry. It's great to talk to you. It's great to hear what you have to say, to get your ideas. I also love hearing about things we don't know about grades. I mean, I think I know everything, but so let us know. Rate us, comments, give us 5 stars. That's how we roll here at AfterBuzz. Yeah. So, okay. The little girl, Taryn. What?
Okay, wait, I'm sorry, hold on. So this is a good point, talking about what we were talking about. Grades Fix, JFan201 just tweeted.
Yay.
And said, so thank you for that, but said that, I thought about this too as I was watching, so thank you for tweeting this, that she thinks that, Bailey could have been mad because Ben said he was in love with surgery and now he's not. So what if the same thing happens in their marriage? He could be in love with her one day, and then what if he changes his mind? I thought about that too, and the only thing that kind of made me rethink it was because he said, I realized I loved you more.
Yeah.
So it's not that he didn't love it anymore and picked up something different. He made a choice.
Right.
So
that's so romantic.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would like to think he's telling the truth. It would really suck to be so jaded that, it's like, no, that you can't believe something like that. But, something like that big of a gesture may be hard for her to believe, and maybe that is what she's thinking, is that it's that he's just going to pick, he picks it up and puts it down, that he's not going to go the distance. And that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's a good theory for sure.
On the topic of relationships, let's touch on Crowen a little bit, because they've been very friendly with each other, and it's just so weird. We're so used to seeing the turmoil and the whole drama that is the saga of Crowen, and
Yes.
it's like it was like Hurricane Katrina, and then now it's just a gentle wind. It's like, oh, they're friends, and now there's this Emma girl who Owen was calling simple and basic and not smart.
That was really cute. That's just how awkward he is. But Emma told him, don't call me until you're ready. Good for her. Good for her for standing her ground and not just taking a back seat to this whole business about him being married and not talking about it. I'm glad that happened, because I was going to be a little disappointed in that character if she would have just kind of like rolled over that and it's not a big deal that, oh, you're married? You didn't tell me you're married. No worries. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, no. So I'm glad she, slammed the brakes a little bit to give him a minute to think about it. And he didn't think he was ready. And when he and Christina are in the OR together working on this amazing case with this guy that has backward organs, but they're work together. Like, she knows how to calm him down. She knows how to handle him, and they just kind of vibe so well together.
That's every reason why they should be together.
Not necessarily. Some people are just better at being friends than being in a relationship. But I think that's what we kind of saw. It was really, I didn't take it as so much romantic as it was kind of buddy-buddy. Like, she just knows him so well. It's like, hey, calm down, think about it like this, think about it like that. And he did the same for her with the cupcakes.
I agree. Touching back on Leah and Arizona, I really connected with Leah tonight because she said that she's easy peasy. She always is sunshiny, even though it was weird because Leah's the least sunshiny person out of all the interns, I think. But I get it. Like, she's always like, just sweep it on the rug. It's cool, keep it moving, blah, blah, blah. And I've been that way before. And Kelly, we were talking about life before we came into the studio, and, we're just touching on things. And a lot of people are afraid to reveal. They're afraid to not, vulnerable is fine, but they're afraid to just let things go. And not that we hold on to things because we're mad or angry. It's just because it takes so much energy to cry. Rihanna has a song called Get It Over With, and I know if you're Rihanna fans, and she talks about just effing rain, meaning just cry, and the sun will shine. You'll be like, why was I upset? And tonight I was glad to see Leah at the end of the episode just having a meltdown about possibly being HIV positive. Because
I like that it was about herself, that it didn't have anything to do with Arizona, it didn't have anything to do with that she was, it was things that were happening directly to her personally that had nothing to do with the relationship, and that she was, going through all the motions and handling that by herself. And I thought that Arizona came in and comforted her very nicely.
It was a great, it was a magical Grace moment, because
I liked it.
People, I mean, we can all relate to a time where we were desperate for someone to come and be like, it's going to be okay, or I know what you're going through, I've been there before, and there was no one, and I'm not saying like, woe is us, but it was just nice to see that humanity between the two. And it wasn't, the whole Leah Zona. Oh, I just made up a new one. Leah Zona. Hashtag Leah Zona. I did it. Tweet that AfterBuzzers right flipping now. Hashtag Leah Zona.
I'm tweeting it right now.
But it was just nice to see them actually connect on a human, womanly kind of friendship level versus, hi, I'm flirting with you. Hi, I don't want you. Hi, this is awkward. It was just like, I need a friend. Thank you, Arizona, for being that friend. And that was one of the magical, greatest moments that I've been looking for a while. That was there tonight. And getting back to Christina, I don't know. Like, something's not sitting well with me in regards to her character, period. Because she's just so out there, you know. It's so awkward for me to see. And of course, it's because it's new. That's why it's awkward. We're so used to her being in the thick of it, but she seems so weak, I guess, or so. Just not.
I don't take it as weakness. You can't always think that change equals weakness or different is weak, because it's not. It's simply different. And she's having to come to terms with that. Her life is now different. Owen is moving on. In the process of that, she has to watch that. She's losing, in a sense, her best friend, and she thinks it's over the weirdness of that conversation over that surgery. She doesn't get that it's a deeper issue than that. I don't think until now, when she walks in and she sees everybody with their families and she doesn't really fit.
On the flip side, though, when Meredith saw the cupcakes, what did you take from that?
From that, I took it as she knew Christina brought them, and it made, that she came, she did her part. And it's one baby step toward figuring out if they can come together.
God, there should be no baby steps. It should just happen.
But it doesn't. That's not how life is. And I like watching the struggle because that's a real thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Or maybe that just happens in my life. I don't know.
I live under a banner of avoidance in some like ivory tower. Just like want to let my hair down, just, like Rapunzel and shit. Anyways, so moving on to the end of the episode.
Yeah, let's talk about, so Shane gives these inhalers to this lady, and he is up on cloud 9. He has got his groove back, and he is Mr. Suave at the bar.
Like, hey girl, look, meet me out back. I'm gonna give you these inhalers. Don't say nothing. Don't hit me up on Twitter about it. We'll keep this real hood.
And then all of a sudden, he has got, he's got a little bit of swagger. He's sitting at the bar. He is thinking he is all that and a little bit more, and he's hitting on Yang.
Want to say what's up to Soy Latra, Stefa. Leah Zona's gonna happen. She was like, don't do that Leah Zona thing. It's just don't. I think it's gonna happen. I'm sorry, sweetie, but it's going to. And Kevin Kinsu 13, yes, Let It Rain. That song from Rihanna is amazing. I mean, Shane got his groove back. He needed to because he was quite pathetic for a while. But now we're fast forward to Joe's. Is this still called Joe's? Because Joe's not even there anymore.
Yeah, it is still called Joe's. They said it was Joe's.
Okay,
yeah.
We're Joe's. He's trying to, put the moves on Yang, which, you know what? If we go back to the beginning, Yang does like herself some chocolate.
She does.
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Y'all can have a little mochi ice cream, chocolate mochi ice cream there. But
I like the way just the look on his face, that little smirk on his face. He just like scoots over. Let me buy you a drink. Two tequilas, please.
That's how you do it. He's owning his masculinity.
I like it. I
thought it was hot.
I actually thought it was hot. I thought he was hot at the end of this episode, and I haven't the whole season. Totally thought he was hot.
I think it's hot.
I like that confidence.
Yeah.
It totally changed my mind about his character.
Yang just wants someone to smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. Oh yes. She don't care who it is. It could be Burke, Owen, that dude in Minnesota. We forgot his name.
Oh, we forgot his name.
The chief in Minnesota. Yang gets around, girl. You a hussy.
She likes them all ages and races and everything.
Like white Puerto Rican of Asian. No, but that's hot though. I thought it was great too. Hopefully, so maybe we might see a little love thing.
Maybe.
That would be damn sexy. I'm with that.
Yeah, I know somebody was like, no, I don't want to see that happen. But you know what? I kind of liked it. Kind of liked it.
AfterBuzz, why would you not want to see that happen?
I know. What's the deal?
She's a cougar.
Who was it?
Young.
Kevin that said he didn't want to see it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, I hope they don't pair Yang and Shane together, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Don't be mad. Don't be mad about it.
Well, I mean, and then we have best costume of the night, Joe and Tinkerbell. That was amazing. And of course, because ABC is owned by Disney, right? So it was like they had the best Tinkerbell outfit. Her hair was all, I was like, that was amazing.
She looked really good.
How the hell you make Tinkerbell look good? You know, an overgrown Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's like a dwarf. Tinkerbell's like
she's a fairy.
She's a fairy.
She looked really cute, though. She really did. And the whole Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, I don't want to grow up thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Alex would have been hot in some green tights.
Peter Pan is Peter Pan syndrome. I liked it, though.
The lights are off.
And I know, he's all rude. But that was cute. She apologized. She totally opened up and, you know, said the one mistake, don't hold it against me.
Yeah.
And he kind of backed down a little bit, which is good.
You know, communication, I think, is a cornerstone of any relationship because, you know,
Absolutely.
so many things get lost or misinterpreted in any relationship. And you're so closely put together with someone that you love, you care about. When emotions are involved, things get kind of hairy. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing a lot on Grey's this season. There's a lot of apologizing, but it's good. I mean, even with Calzona, sorry. No Leahzona, Calzona, tonight they were amicable. You know, they didn't want, they said Sophia only has 10 Halloweens before she's dressing like a slut with her friends. So, you know, they have to agree on it.
Well, and it's like the patient, you know, to say that, you know, the scared of hospitals patient with the maggots in her leg.
Yeah.
You know, she has a real conversation with her about that. And it's true. You can't, you know, let you miss out on things, you know, because of
being mad.
These silly fights. And then it was this little compromise costume. She was a princess astronaut.
That's amazing. Kelly, do you think that some of the best advice is the advice you get from the most random people?
Absolutely.
Because you talk to your mom, you talk to your friends, people that are a little, not prejudiced, but biased because they know you. They love you.
I love getting advice from people way outside the circle.
Yeah.
That have no
connection to you, just going off of what you're telling them in their own life experience. That's some of the other Grey's magic I like seeing, because there's been many episodes over the seasons that, you know, people about I remember when the lady was dying and her niece and nephew were always coming, and she was supposed to die this time, but she never did. She never did. And she told Meredith, you know, this is your family. This is all you have. They may be pissed at me, but they always come. And it's those nuggets of advice and of life experience that are so worth it, that we need to hear in our lives, and not in television, but in real life in general.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I watch Grey's. Grey's is my therapy. I mean, not only can I save someone's life, do a heart transplant, but I have overcome so many obstacles in my life just watching Grey's. So thank you, Shonda. Thank you. Not only are you a great writer, you're a damn good therapist.
You know, you get to talk about spirituality and all these different things.
Great costumes.
I was just rewatching the whole, like, Meredith dying, going to heaven, seeing Denny, and, like, all that thing. It, really got deep.
Yeah, I got in there. You know, I've cried. I've shed a couple of tears on a Thursday.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think that wraps up our show for tonight. The Halloween episode Thriller 2013 season
Loved
10.
it.
One for the books. I hope you liked it as well, After Buzzers. Let's move on to news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, I have some news.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently next week, Edwards won't have glasses. Boom, there you go. That's your news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on.
And Bailey is going to have a meltdown. So we think, but you know, you never can really tell on the
They've
previews.
been duping us in the previews.
I know.
Bailey's probably just going to need a burger and she's good. You know
And
what I
it's
mean?
Halloween, so we hope you guys are all having fun out there, being safe.
Don't text and drive or sext and drive. Please. All right, let's move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz.
Hold on.
What?
Want to say what's up to Corinne Mahani. She says, Arizona has more friends than Yang does now. Hashtag awkward. I agree. Hashtag pow.
And yes, I'm sorry, we did not talk about Jackson and April today. We totally forgot about their little encounter. I guess because it's just, it was cute. It was nice to see them kind of a little, you know, bantering back and forth in the surgery together. And Jackson talking about being a better boyfriend and April making fun. But she does talk about getting married. So apparently she's still getting married.
Yeah.
So my prediction on that is I don't see that wedding really happening.
With Great Teeth Matt and April.
So cute. He's on Ravenswood now.
Is he?
Yes, he is. He was on Hawaii Five-0 too for a minute.
Who was their agent?
So cute.
God, rude.
I know, 3 shows at a time. But I don't know. I don't think I see that.
Okay, honestly, I think I think something bad needs to happen to April because she's just.
What else bad can happen?
No,
to her?
like she
almost
loses a limb. I mean, something that's really, really bad. You know me, I'm all for that morbid grave, that morbid death. I agree with you. I don't know. I don't see that happening. I do think I predict that Yang grows further and further away from the Mean Girls table. I think she's now going to be, outside in the portables with the losers.
Well, and Callie and Meredith are getting closer together, and Sandra was saying, I love on Twitter, I love Meredith and Callie's friendship, and that's that hashtag Melly. So, but that's true. They are becoming closer together, and maybe she's kind of moving into Christina's spot.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Melly, that's not going to be what we dub them. It's going to be Merrily. Get it? Merrically? No. Caladith. What? Caladith. There you go. Hashtag Caladith. Tweet that right now. That's another gracism. All right, you guys. Well, look, happy Halloween. Until next time, I'm Jason J. Carter. Find me on Twitter at JDC Forever and also at the Say What Web Show.
And you can find me at Kelly with an IE079 on Twitter and Instagram.
Until next time, you guys, be safe. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.